Okay, here we go then with map number 2 for the Counter-Strike 1.6 Grand Final. Denmark versus Ukraine. MTW going head-to-head with NaVi, the team of 2010 so far. Are they able to complete the Grand Slam of tournaments throughout this year? Would be almost unheard of, I think. But they've still got to win at least one more map. And I've got a little feeling in my bones that MTW are going to make it twice as hard for them to take it home in this second map. We'll get underway then in Tuscan, and we're live on 3 any moment now for the second map of the Grand Final. Just want to bring you in on this, Jonas. MTW, is it in their heads right now that they can't beat these guys, having lost 4 times before, having lost the opening map?
I really, really hope that it's not, but it might actually be in their heads right now because they had so much problems during Inferno. So I can understand how that would actually sneak into their heads. And we're live here in the pistol, which is so important.
Here we go then. Round 1. And already, NaVi already made their way up Kitty to that outer bomb site. And wow, raining down on the top of them with flashes, grenades and smokes. And they've got that bomb planted. Edward hops, skips and jumps away. They're going to cover from Kitty on both sides. Here comes the little stack here from MTW. Going to push one man, boost him onto the top of the boxes and try and land the shot. They do. Zonic picks up the headshot on Essendon. They weren't expecting that one. And whoa, look at that. Starix from long range. Brilliant from him in the OSP. Avi the only man to reply so far. We're at 3 versus 3. Make that 3 versus 2. Oh, Avi's got massive, 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 massive. 4 from Avi, and when you need him most, he's the most dependable. MTW strike gold and win the opening round. No, they don't. Wow. No, they don't. Would you believe it? Well, I called it. The crowd called it, and the team thought they had to defuse, but they didn't. So Avi has a 4-man, and it doesn't even matter. Ukraine take the opening round, and wow, what a massive blow to the Danes.
It's a really big blow to their morale. Wow, what a disconcerting end to that round for them. Definitely I think they bought armor. No defuse kit, and then they didn't have time to defuse the bomb after a massive effort.
Hello, Edward. 3 in a row from him. Zonic finally shutting him down from that reign of terror that he was having there. And well, Zonic, he kind of walks into that. Oh, single double shot from Avi. Stunning from him. Yet again. Oh, that's amazing. Truly, truly amazing. Avi, stand up and take a bow, sir. 3 1-digs in a row in the Grand Final, no less. Unbelievable.
Well, I like to usually say that things were better before in the early days of Counter-Strike, but the early in-game leaders of Counter-Strike, like myself, we definitely didn't do 3 guys with a deagle in 1 round. Wow, what an amazing effort there by his team's leader.
You know what? If you're watching this on the video on demand, rewind, replay many, many, many times over. You will never see 3 shots in a row like that. Connect with heads. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And it won them the round single-handedly. And now Edwards started off with the same kind of stuff as Essendon picks up another. What is going on? Edward with a 3rd and a 4th from Edward. Anything you can do, sir, I can do better. What a phenomenal 3 rounds of Tuscan.
What a very, very impressive start to this map.
I've never known so many things to happen in such a short space of time.
Back-to-back save rounds?
If this game had started like this in the first game, God only knows where we would be right now. Seriously, that first map was pretty flat at times. It didn't have that much to going on. We've had more action in the first 3 rounds on Tuscan than we had in the entire game so far.
I think, sir, that if the entire Inferno map would be like this, you would probably faint.
How about that? I think I've run out of breath. Wow. Brilliant from Avi and from Edward.
Team's putting up some entertainment here for the crowd and the people at home, definitely.
Stunning play. Seriously stunning play.
And, of course, another big blow there to the morale of Denmark after coming back so massively.
Yeah, and we've almost missed the fact that, you know, there's a game going on and it's 2-1. It's almost been about Edward and Avio in the first 3 rounds. But it's 2-1 NaVi. And look at this, Markeloff. Oh, hello. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. See ya.
It's clever play there. A lot of players would be tempted to shoot at the first guy, and if you have patience not to shoot at the first guy, you're definitely going to shoot at the second or the third guy. Markelov waited until he had 4 guys lined up in front of him, then he pulled the trigger.
That's another piece of brilliant play, this time by Markelov. 3-1 NaVi, crowd on their feet, and I tell you what, I don't want this game to stop now.
And it's there's been so much action going on that we haven't really gotten around to discussing Tuscan. Which
money? Money, Tuscan, map? What? I don't care.
It is a T-dominated map.
Oh.
And NaVi now are in good shape for this round.
I don't think we'll be seeing any one digs from AB this round. No, we won't. Edward picking up his second kill of the round. Zonic and Sunder, though, have picked themselves up a frag apiece. And now Sunder, the last man standing against 3. Can he get himself a gun here? I wonder. He's in a little bit of trouble, though. Oh, Markelov, single M4 shot, finishing off the round. And that'll be 4-1. And MTW need to kind of calm it down a little bit, get back into this game. And they've really only got 1 round thanks to the brilliance of Avi. So it could have been 5-0. It could have been worse.
I'd say that this is a big round. Of course, this is a big round. They're finally on the bye now, but the next round is going to be equally important if they win this, because otherwise they're going to have to save all over again and be in the same situation for money as they were on Inferno. And we remember they didn't really have a chance at that map. So for all you MTW fans, you better keep your fingers crossed that your guys can win this round and the next.
So Minute starting things off with the M4. And top mid Sunder has to back away.
Looks like they're congregating towards...
They are going to go Z, I think.
Yeah.
Although Markelov is just checking along the banana.
Yeah, they're splitting.
And Trace, yeah, they're going to split 2-2 here and do 2Z, 2 banana. Markelov leading the charge up that walkway. Edward right now is ready to fly around the corner, and the flashes and smokes are deployed, and Zonic is going to get hit in the face by Edward first time. But look at this, Avi on the rotation, back through the back horses, picked up 1, couldn't get the second though. Markelov with a double on Trace and Minute, and he's now given them the advantage. 3v2, can he get another one here? Edward can. 1 and 2 from Starix, and the Ukrainians really are in charge here. And MTW in trouble.
Doesn't really seem like there's a whole lot that MTW can do. Regardless of the situation or the advantage they have, they just can't kill Edward. You saw that again. The MTW player, he had 2 seconds to spray down Edward, then he just tapped him in the face.
Edward is Batfink of Counter-Strike. He has wings of steel.
He is problem.
Impenetrable. 5-1 NaVi lead. Markelov once more trying to push Z early on there. On a save here, the HE went round the corner and absolutely obliterated their health. He saw all the blue bars drop together. And Markelov, well, he won't know that, of course, but might just pick himself up a hatful of kills here. We'll stay with him. Well, now we won't. And here comes the march. Look at this, 3 men walking down, and Markelov is waiting for them. Bomb now planted as well. Are they going to back away? No, they're not. Markelov with a double. Markelov with a treble. Can he get the 4th? No, Essendon picks up the 4th. And he will have to settle for 3 in a round as Essendon cleans up with a double. And look at that, they're yawning, they're falling asleep there. And MTW, massive amounts of trouble right now at 6-1 down.
How about the Eco Cobra skills there of Markelov? I mean, he was just coiling down there, waiting to pick up another hat trick.
Markelov the Black Mamba.
Ukrainian Mamba.
So 4-1 split this time round as Edward has left himself over the far side as Starix opens things up with the AWP on Minute. And is now looking for a second here. Avi is going to push down that ramp and not find himself anyone. There are 3 people. Now Markelov's got his back to him as well. So he's got to be careful here as Essendon with bomb in hand has got to also be careful as well. And look at this, Avi's going to pick him up. No problem at all as Sunder takes down a second. Starix is the only man that's picked up a frag here. He's got 2. And both with the AWP. Zeus then in a little bit of trouble in the open sight as Sunder tries to land that shot. Will land the shot on Starix. So AWP versus AWP. And Flash now unleashed. 2v2. Markelov still alive. Zeus also alive. Zonic and Sunder still looking to try and make their way in towards this bomb site. Zeus gets flashed out inside the bomb site. And can they make a move here? They've made the boost. Oh, he's down below him. Zonic hasn't seen him. Oh my word! Zeus has got one. He won't get the second. Sonic as well. He's won them the round, and really he needed to redeem himself because he missed the first guy when he went into the boost on the top of the box. And if he hadn't seen him second time round, that would have been curtains for the team. Luckily, he's clutched the 2v1.
He managed to clean up his mess there. That was good from Sonic because that was about to be another frustrating round loss there for MTW. And let's see now if they can string a couple of rounds together. That would be absolutely key now in their quest to come back.
6-2, 4 rounds difference. And Avi looks like he's got just a sliver of health on the screen. He is still alive, but barely. Barely.
Oh, he has 99 health.
Well, 99 according to the game.
Overlays.
And it might just be a bug with the overlay, so we'll ignore that for now. But it is still 5v5. I can tell you who 2 men that don't have a lot of health is Starix and Essendon, and Edward has no health whatsoever. Avi with 2 in a row. Can he pick up a third here on that far side? Zeus is going to try and hold the door leading out to that larger site. And Starix with the bouncing AWP shot. Didn't land the shot. Didn't land the second one either. And does land the third. Third time lucky. Got one. Can he get another one? Flash comes around the corner at him. One on top of the box. Wasn't nailed. They love that little boost to MTW. And they're using it every single time to surprise the Ukrainians. And Avi with a double. That's a 4-man from him. How many more 4-mans is he going to have to get him back into the game? 6-3.
He's definitely been the star of Tuscan for MTW so far. That was an amazing round again, I'd say, from Avi. The way he just picked up those first 2 frags, went around the flank, and tore NaVi apart was just great.
So, not saving just yet. Still plenty of cash in the Ukrainian bank. They have a full selection of weaponry here as Edward starts things off as he loves to be able to do, but Avi shuts him down. He's got one already. Markinov picks up the revenge frag. And they're back to 4v3. Ukraine have the advantage. NaVi now moving in towards that ramp area and towards the bomb site. I don't know if they're going to rotate or not here. No, they aren't. They are going to go to the bomb site. Oh, Sunderland lands the headshot. Lands the second headshot.
Bomb is down.
Inside the bomb site with that bomb down on the far side. He would have called it. And suddenly from a 4v3, it's now a 3v2. Make that 3v1. Sunder gets a third of the round. Finally, Zeus gets rid of him. But now Zonic and Trace are surely going to pop over that far side and dispose of Zeus. The bomb is down on site though.
And this is a round they cannot afford to blow this 2-on-1 here.
AWP shot you heard ring out. Will be traced through the smoke and traced into the face of Zeus, and MTW are back in business.
Traced into the face? Is that how it goes?
I'm a poet and I didn't know it. 6-4 NaVi in the grand final of the World Cyber Games 2010 here at Los Angeles Convention Center.
I'd like to point out something about the way NaVi are playing right now that I don't understand. Markelov is playing with an AK while Starix is using the AWP, and he has been for the last 3 rounds. I've been watching that, trying to figure out if it was just a fluke or something that he picked up, but it seems like they have Markelov now playing the AK-47 and Starix with the AWP. Go figure.
Well, you're not Ukrainian, so I guess that's why you don't understand.
Yeah, probably.
Minute remaining of the round. 2 rounds the difference now as MTW on the comeback trail here. Sunder now has his favourite weapon of choice. AWP trained on mid. He's just caught a sighting, and that's given him a sighter to start with. Didn't land the shot though, and took a little bit of damage in there. And that was AWP versus AWP down the mid area from Starix, who's was bottom mid, has now gone back into the...
He's missing his shots right now.
Inside. And 30 seconds remaining. Still no bomb plant. They're going to have to commit to one of these bomb sites soon. It looks like it might be Z into the 2 bomb site, although, yeah, Markov is now making his way up Banana. He's got Starix round behind him as well. Edward and Essendon up Z as Markov lands the AK. Avi comes back in. Double from Avi yet again. Shuts down the Ukrainians and says no. 6-5.
We've seen that several times, the way they wrap around into that smaller site. They apparently they like to do that, but this time they got shut down by Avi and the other players there. And MTW are suddenly playing a little bit better. They're hitting the crucial shots, and they're taking advantage of the situations instead of dropping the rounds. And right now I think that NaVi is changing their strats up a little bit. We haven't seen 3 guys go through the tunnels before.
Yep, 3 in tunnels. Edward's going to back them up from what looks like Kitty as well. Maybe he's going to push mid. Yeah, he's going to push mid and see whether he can pick them off. A Minute and Avi are coming round that corner right now to the left-hand side. He doesn't realise that Avi's perfectly set for this. Somehow, though, Edward wins the battle again. How is that possible? Oh, Edward, what were you doing? He didn't have the AK out and he got caught short by a minute. Didn't expect to have 2 players there. They've made their way through all through the tunnels into the outer bomb site, and that one bomb is done and down. And Zonic now picking up the kill on Starix, making his way over to the site with Trace and Minute, who is going to rotate up the ramp through Kitty. Tracy's on that side as well. Zonic making his way through from mid as we get gunned down. Markelov double, Zeus with the 3rd, and the gods of Ukraine have retaken control of the map, 7-5.
The problem with the big bomb side is that it's so big. So when teams get the chance to get the bomb down early without being under pressure from the CTs, like what happened there, it can be very, very hard to retake the site because, like I said, it's a big site. And if you deploy your players correctly, then you have a huge, big crossfire there that MTW walked into.
Interestingly, MTW think that they might try tunnels again because Avi has gone all the way into the back tunnel area. And Zeus has dropped down there, so we'll have to wait and see whether they go tunnels again. That was the first time they've done that in 12 rounds.
I think also NaVi has been very, very proficient at variating their strats. They don't run the same play very often, and it keeps MTW guessing.
Yeah, you're right about that. They definitely don't pick up double strat rounds. And I can't even call this one. It's kind of like a 3-1-1 with Edward back in the basement area from T-Spawn, Zeus in mid. They're now both of them are now mid. They've split the players on that one site, and Edward and Starix have both come up with a frag apiece now, which means that they have an entry point, but Zonic is able to shut the first man down into the site. Essendon now, bomb in hand, is going to have to take Zonic on here. He's already called Trace over to the other side, but it's a 4 versus 2. It doesn't matter though. Zonic locking down the site by killing Zeus, and then Essendon finally getting rid of him. And now it's a 3v1.
And Trace just flashed himself to make matters worse.
Oops. Is he going to take this one on?
Nope.
I don't think he is.
Well,
and he shouldn't really, should he?
No, he's trying to get away, but Edward's there in the middle being his nuisance as usual. Now he can finally escape, but Edward's hot on his trail.
Oh, Edward's rotating all the way around. I think he's going to work out exactly where he is. He's to the left. Oh, what do you know? No running, no hiding, no place to escape if you're a Dane.
Good job by Edward to take out the last remaining weapon, and the advantage I think is back now with NaVi winning 2 rounds in a row, forcing Denmark to save again.
I think this map has been much more pendulum-like, and has swung back and forth from time. They've both had periods of domination, both had periods of momentum, and that helps on Tuscan, doesn't it? Build those rounds back up, and NaVi just starting to stretch their legs a little bit. Got caught behind. Dropped back to 6-5, so they picked up the last 2. If they can pick up another one here on the back of what looks like pretty much a save as far as MTW are concerned, just one Deagle amongst them, then things should be going really well. Things are going doubly well for Zeus. 2 from him, 1 from Markelov, 1 from Edward. Markelov will finish off with a double. And 9-5, well, they say 9-5 is time to work. It is time to work, and if you're an MTW fan, they need this 6th round. 6 on T side, on the CT side, would be reasonable. I'm not going to make out it's a great thing because it's not, but they need 6, Jonas.
I'd take 6 rounds on the CT side of Tuscan, so I think they're going to be happy with that, despite those early mistakes that cost them the 2nd round.
It's such a big difference, though, isn't it? 10-5, 9-6, mentally in your head. Oh, hello, Zonic has rejoined the server to join his teammate, but oh well, Markov getting rid of Sunda, and they had the advantage there for a moment, and now it's switched round, and MTW have the advantage. 3 versus 2 here. Markov and Essendon remain. Can they pick up another frag? Yes, they can. Markov, long range into the mid, gets rid of Avi, and now Essendon, last man standing. Will he decide to go huge on Zonic and Trace?
He's definitely going to try.
Or will he decide to save? I don't think so. 50 seconds remaining. And he has 4 health here. You know that Zonic and Trace have been in firefights already. And in theory, he could take this on. They're all moving towards this area right now. And, oh, wow. Zonic was great.
Nice team play there at the end from the Danes. They stuck together and were able to take out that last player. Had they dropped that round, that would be terrible and would have spelled disaster for them for sure. I think now with 6 rounds, they stand a good chance of getting back into this match.
Yeah, it's fairly even at 9-6, even though for those of you at home that don't watch Counter-Strike an awful lot, looks like NaVi have got the advantage. Well, they have from a first half point of view, but now we switch around, we change halves, and they change teams. So Denmark will now have the advantage on Tuscan in this second map. I guess really, we always say this at these games, at these points, when it's 9-6, there's never a more critical round than the opening pistol round of the second half.
No, definitely, they need to win that. But how about that half? That was a 15-round highlight reel of some amazing shots from players on both teams.
Fantastic. For as long as I live, I will remember the 3 1-digs from Avi in a row. Just absolutely fantastic. And then Edward, 4-man, another Avi 4-man, a Markov 4-man. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Fantastic skills from both teams.
It's nice to see how everybody can bring their A-game to the biggest match of the year. As we gaze upon the Danes and NaVi as they discuss which is undoubtedly which tactic to run here in the all-important pistol round. Zeus has been very good with his call so far. Avi has been not so lucky, I think, going to a lot of sites where there's nobody home, and they need to pick that up as well for the next half.
So there's the sights and sounds from the World Cyber Games Grand Final here in Los Angeles, sunny California. And it has been sunny all week. It's been lovely. And inside, it just got lovelier with the Grand Final of Counter-Strike 1.6. The bananas are out. It's not a Tuscan or an Inferno banana. Oh, I went there. Okay, let's get ready then for the second half of the second map of the Grand Final at the World Cyber Games 2010. It is MTW versus NaVi, with NaVi leading 9-6 at the half and 1 map to 0 up as well as we get our LO3.
And this is going to be the biggest round of this match so far. This pistol round is extremely important for the Danes.
Here we go then. MTW versus NaVi is underway in the second half of Tuscan. Are we just 6-7 rounds away from crowning a new champion? Or do MTW have something left in the tank to pull it back to 1-1 in maps? They do need this pistol round like they've never needed a pistol round before. 5-man push on the one side. Sunda already making his way up that ramp. Zonic's inside the bomb site with the bomb. Has made his way all the way across. It's a little bit risky as he gets caught in a crossfire. Avi, though, picks up the frag on Essendon. Trace replies back in on Zeus. They've got 2 already after the rotation behind them on Kitty. Caught them slightly short. And Zonic now is trapped. He can't go across to plant the bomb. And instead he's going to have to wait for backup here. Minute making his way towards the bomb site. Edward waiting for them. Shooting down. Wow, Minute lands the headshot. And now 4 versus 1. Nice shot, says Zeus. And a nice shot from AV2. And MTW are the Pistol Kings.
And 10 or 15 people here from Denmark who are sitting very, very close to the stage are standing up to cheer those 5 players from MTW on. That was a pistol round victory. They needed to stay in the match. But remember what happened last half. We had 2 amazing save rounds here.
We did.
This is definitely not over as of yet.
So interesting little strat here from NaVi. They've pushed 5 men into the small site And they're going to boost 2 up on the box, I would imagine. Yes, they have.
They're going creative
here.
here.
1 on the far side. It looks lovely. The question is, will the bomb come to that 2 site or not? And at the moment, Minute is heading towards ramp, maybe through mid, actually, to the larger site. AV now looking towards ramp. They've got 3 men in midfield here. And look at this positioning from NaVi. Brilliant. If it works out here, this could be fantastic. But I've got a really weird feeling that MTW might just rotate back, you know. What do we got here? 4 men in midfield. Sunda leading the charge. Looks like they have rotated into that 1 site now. Yes, they are. Indeed, they are. Minute now going to try and clear out the bomb site, get that bomb planted. And, well, an interesting little creative strat there from NaVi that didn't work out. It's always a gamble. We said that before when we looked at Inferno. And strangely, MTW tried a few stacks like that where they had 4 men in 1 site. That didn't work out for them either.
Oh, it was very clever the way MTW played that round. While Sunda definitely saving for an op, they used him sort of as a scout and sort of probed that bigger site, found no one home, and just brought their team over there. And as NaVi picks up 2 exit frags, but there are no guns to be had as they all die.
So, straightforward 2 rounds then after winning the pistol, or straightforward 2nd round, should I say. That'll close the gap up to 9-8 in favour of NaVi. And we haven't talked about sort of mentality and psychology of this sort of game. Does it make a difference to you when you're ahead in the second half? If you've been behind for the entire game, does that help you mentally?
I think that definitely it helps, especially in the situation that MTW has been in throughout this match. They've been under pressure for most of the match, and when they're not directly under pressure, they're sort of unlucky, as they were in the save round there, where they lost their save round. So it definitely feels good when you can put some numbers on the board and finally feel like you're playing your game, really. That's what it's all about.
Well, Trace has put Markelov's number on the board and already shot him down. Bomb is planted. They're just looking for some exits here with 15 seconds of the round left and kind of sticking together. But there's nothing really doing for them right now. I think they're just waiting to see whether they'll push down Banana, which they won't do, actually. They're going to back away to CT spawn and save themselves and pick up another frag on Essendon.
The opening to this half certainly is a stark contrast to the opening of the other half.
Dare I say it, almost boring. Clinically boring.
Yeah, but I do think that MTW and the Danish fans are quite content.
They'll be more than happy with that, won't they? Absolutely. 9-all.
Back on now.
Here we go then. Full buy from the Ukrainians. Let's see what they come up with here. A little creative, little bit of strategy from the CTs. Look at this, 4 men pushing inside here. Actually, Edwards backed away from that, so they're not going to give up. They were just checking. They were scouting that out to see whether there were any players in there. But MTW were ready for them. They were waiting and holding back themselves so that they didn't give anything away from a position. But Markelov, look at this. Dangerous place. He's done this so many times already in this game, let alone in the WCG this year. Essendon opens things up. M4 kill for him. Markelov does pick up a frag. And Essendon again, look at them combining. Brilliant. Minute though. Double kill from Minute. Double headshot on Essendon and Markelov on the ramp. And now they might have an entry here into this bomb site. No! Starix locking down mid. And everywhere they look right now, MTW are finding a yellow and blue flag waving as Minute gets shot down by Edward. And the Ukrainians are back in business.
Oh, it's a solid round there from NaVi. Not much the Danes could do. When they didn't flash that corner, they just walked into that crossfire trap that NaVi set, and it worked perfectly for them. Note again that Starix, though, is playing with the AWP, and Markelov is playing with the Colt. I don't know if that's something they're changing up for this tournament.
10-9 then, and Markov and Essendon, look at this, are going through MTW like a dose of salt. Edward with another triple, and that was a buy round too for MTW. You almost thought it was an eco the way they rolled through them. Now it will be eco time, and that's 11-9, and the Ukrainians are just 5 rounds away from being crowned the world champions.
Deagles and Glocks here on part of the Danes. They need to pull off something spectacular to win this round. Very effective, aggressive play so far in the 2 rounds that the Ukrainians have won.
Well, Edward was being yet another nuisance. And Minute has got rid of him. He's also had a great game, I have to say. Minute has been brilliant in this second half, but even he can't stand up to them very long. Markelov and Zeus pick up another. AV now last man standing here, and has got himself an AWP. Oh, went for the mid-air. Essendon locked him down though. And it's 3-3 in the map, in the half, and it's 12-9 overall, and that's 4 more rounds to claim the world title. And really now, MTW are almost in the last chance saloon. They have to win this round.
Yeah, it's this match and this title, their second WCG title is right now, it's sailing away from them.
AV then is taking a fairly aggressive push here up mid. We're with Starix right now, but I can tell you there are 3 men pushing top mid. Minute has nailed one of them. Markelov and Edward, double from Edward. Both headshots, yet again. Only Trace has replied back on Markelov. Trying to defend that bomb site on his own is Essendon, and not working out. And Edward yet again. I should record the words, Edward has a triple, and just play them back every round.
I think he even got 4 there, didn't he?
He may have picked up 4, yeah.
At this point, with Edward being red hot, MTW should seriously consider trying to avoid attacking his site.
Well, they should seriously avoid him, full stop. just note where he is on the map and then go somewhere different.
Yeah, because they took the opening frag there as well, but NaVi fired back off the back of his 2 amazingly well-placed headshots.
Crazy.
And won it.
So, they have weapons here. They are on buy. And they need to make this one count. Lose this one, and it might well be curtains for the Danes. Zeus pushing mid here. AV's waiting for him as well. This is a favourite little corner of AV's. And, well, not a favourite corner right now. Zeus locking him down. Minute replies back with a revenge frag. They're 1 for 1. Sunda now is on mid-ramp. And I can tell you there are 2 one side. And the other man is top mid. Is Edwards, and Zonic gets the headshot in him. Now they've got a chance here because Edwards dead. Markelov though stands tall. Essendon replies as well. Sunda sandwiching the kill between them. 2 versus 2 here. Make that 2 versus 1. Essendon goes huge. If it's not Markelov, if it's not Edward, up steps Essendon.
I'm just so impressed here with the way NaVi are playing. And like you said, if it's not Edward, then someone else steps up and just goes completely huge. The fans will note that Edward and Markelov are hailed as the 2-star players, but that was a star performance by Essendon as well.
And to be honest, we've seen brilliant stuff from Starix and Zeus at times as well, so it's not like they can't get through this. Minute and Sunda, look at this from Markelov yet again, double from him. Zeus with a 3rd. They've got 2 more men to find here, and they've only got 2 more rounds to find. 2 versus 2. Markelov and Starix remain. Trace and Minute left for MTW as they back away towards T-spawn here with bomb in hand. Where are Markelov and Starix? Well, Markelov is in Z, and you're with Starix with AWP edging towards the inside area. 14-9, remember. Minute remaining. The Ukrainians are just 2 rounds away. They can almost touch that trophy now. Almost have one hand on their gold medals, and the other one just barely waiting as Trace comes up with a double to maybe just take a finger away from the gold medal. Not over yet.
Not over yet. I can't hear no fat lady singing. Not yet, at least. Good round there by Trace.
14-10 in favour of NaVi.
Sometimes it pays off to be patient, and that was one of those rounds. It did look, though, that they were not sure if they were indecisive or not. But in the end, it worked out.
That's a line stolen straight out of my playbook, you swine. Markelov then kicking things off yet again for the Ukraine. And NaVi has got a double.
And the bomb
is down, and so is the bomb. And that's really, really important now, because AV has really been the only thorn in the side, but now maybe Sunda can rise to the occasion. 2 in a row from him. Trace with a 3rd, and where's this come from? MTW now have a 3 versus 1. Their round to lose. They'll then push NaVi onto a save. Wow, Starix didn't land that shot. May have legged him.
The match just exploded
Well,
again.
it did. It just changed yet again. MTW just not willing to lie down here and surrender the crown.
And the smart thing now, obviously, for Starix is to save out that op for the next round. It looks like he's also trying to pick off some of the MTW players as they leave the bomb site. He probably knows that they don't have a lot of cash left, but he runs the risk of being picked off. Missed his shot yet again. He hasn't really been that impressive with the op. Every time we get to see him, obviously we're not controlling whose point of view we're looking at, but every time we've seen Starix, I've seen him miss.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's probably the least impressive of what's been an amazingly impressive team, but someone's got to finish bottom of the scoreboard. And when you're on a team like this with Edward, Markelov and Zeus, does it really matter?
No, it doesn't.
You know, and Essendon having a triple massive round in the last one as well. So they are going to have to save a little bit of cash here, the Narvians, because they have that awkward Starix, but the rest of them have mixture of USP and Deagle, so they're just going to have to conserve their money for now as the flashes come raining down on top of top mid. HE's exploding all over the place, have done no damage whatsoever because MTW have anticipated that.
Oh, and Trace got boosted into the window. He's going to run into some players.
Wow, Markov nailed him in the face with that Deagle though. And they're 4 versus 4 here. Don't want to be an expensive round for MTW. They need to make sure they clean this one up and put the round on the board and make it 14-12. And Minute's doing exactly that right now. 4 men mid. That push up the middle. Oh, Flashes come round. And can Essendon? No, he can't land that frag. And Avian Minute will clean up. There's 1 man remaining, which is Starix with this AWP. And he's going to be shot down. And MTW just starting to creep back into the game. Just gently. 14-12.
And this is a double round, as I like to call them, because they just bought. NaVi just bought. If they lose this, they're low on cash again, and we'll have to save, more than likely.
So, probably the biggest round so far of the match. Is this where MTW really reignite their challenge on the World Cyber Games in 2010? Or is this where NaVi confirm their Grand Slam potential? 14-12.
I'm going to go out on the limb and say whoever wins this round wins the match.
That's a bold prediction.
The map.
I was going to say that's a bold prediction based on 1 round.
See me running back into the map there?
I do see you making a hasty retreat there. As Starix was checking out Z, has decided to back away though, and Edward now on the rotation back towards mid. But so far MTW have been very patient. 60 seconds remaining here, no push. Avian Minute waiting for Zonic and Sunda to join him. Trace is also on the rotation as well. And now Avi splits it to go 1 through mid.
And they're walking into a site which have 4 Ukrainian players there.
Yeah, 3 of them are Markelov, Essendon and Edward, who've also all had 3 or 4 mans in this map. I don't think this is a wise thing to be doing if you're a Danish fan. I'll be made to shut up actually by Zonic because he's picked off Markelov. Can they get Edward? They can! And the crowd sense that they might well be able to take this. But Essendon again goes huge. 2 from him. Zeus with a 3rd. And we're back to a 2 versus 2. Sunda and Trace inside the bomb site. Bomb picked up. About to be planted. Now, Ukrainians know they have to go for this. They can't hang around. And look at this. Zeus picked up the M4. Is he going to be boosted over the top? Yes, he is. And MTW, it's their favourite boost. They know this one every round. And look at that. Starix midair. Sunda picks up the frag. 1v1. And Sunda clutches the round.
And wow, it was about time that MTW won a round that went all the way down to the wire there. They've lost several of them in the past. We remember Zonic on Inferno. So they really had it coming, I think, there. Huge play by Sunda. MTW are still in the match. And like I said, I'd call the winner of this round for Tuscan. So let's see what happens here in the last few rounds,
I'm pretty sure at the start of this match you said NaVi in 2.
I said that at the start of the match. At the start of the match.
And I said MTW in 3. Right now, it's still on the bubble. NaVi 14. MTW 13 in map 2. NaVi already having taken that opening map on Inferno. But MTW, well, they've made such a remarkable fight back here in the face of adversity, it has to be said, because NaVi have done virtually nothing wrong. 4-man stack on the small site right now. From NaVi, it's a little bit of a risk, but that's exactly where MTW are headed via Z. 3 of them pushing that way right now. AV's waiting back. Trace is just inside. Sunder picks up the opening kill around though on Zeus, so that maybe might persuade them to rotate. Let's see. They are not, well, it's kind of a weird rotation. It's actually going to go into the same site, but via Banana, and have got pretty much everyone in the site cleared out. Now they have got everyone, except for Starix, who made a bit of a nuisance of himself. Edward now comes back round behind, and that's 14-14. We are all tied up in the second match of the World Cyber Games Grand Final.
And the Danes in the audience are standing up. They're screaming. They're really smelling victory here in this map right now. And if Denmark can push this to 15, they're also going to push NaVi into a save round. And that's going to mean that they're going to have to win a save round to stay on the map, so to speak.
So, big round here then for the Ukrainians. It's now or never, really, if they want to clean this up in 2. Essendon, Markelov and Zeus all holding the bigger site. Edward back in Z. Starix sitting on Banana right now as we join AV and Sunder, who are looking at ramp. And HE is going to land right on top of Sunder. Horrible grenade to face.
It's down to 64 health after virtually heading that grenade.
And now 3 men rotating into that mid area. Zonic and Trace have confirmed that that area is clear.
And they haven't hit the small site.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
They haven't done that a lot.
No, they were going to hit the small site in the last round, of course, where they did win, but that was on the back of an eco. This is a full buy. This is a bit different.
But Starix is there with his AWP, and so far on Tuscan, I don't think he's hit a shot. So it
might be right, but that's ended now. He makes Jonas eat his words. Commentator's curse strikes, and Starix lands the AWP shot long. Minute replies back for the revenge frag. Starix still in there. Zonic in with another big kill. If he can get another one here, this could be game on. Oh, Zonic with a triple. Markelov replying back on Minute, and Markelov gets another one. He might well take this one on. He has to take this one on, in fact. 2 versus 1. Is he going to take this on? Well, he has to, Jonas, doesn't he?
He has to.
And he's not going to be able to. Sunder picks up the frag. The Danes rejoice as they move to map point at 15-14. And the Ukrainians haven't won a round in 6.
And that was some trademark stuff from Zonic there as well. Going very aggressively. Old school, very aggressively. Pushing through that that bridge area there, picking up 3 huge frags, which allowed them to win the round. And obviously, NaVi now are buying everything they can.
Yep, it's Famous City, basically, for the Ukrainians. Bar Essendon, who's got himself an M4. And, of course, Denmark2, as they're referred to on the screen, or MTW, are fully stacked and fully loaded out on weaponry. As, look at this, Edward and Starix making their way back up behind because they've already made it onto the site, and Trace and Minute picked up the opening kills. 3 more to find for the map win. This would be an extraordinary comeback. Starix, though, says no, picks up an AK. Markov's picked up one now. Is this the draw? 3 versus 3. And they're low health here as well, both teams struggling. Big site, big match coming up, big fight coming up inside the bomb site. Markelov with the opening frag. Zonic replies back, 2v2. Trace gives them the advantage. That's returned back. Bomb's going to blow though. There's no time at all. And there it is. MTW come back into the game with a brilliant run of rounds. It's 16-14 and MTW are back in business.
Wow, what a comeback. And you made me eat my words.
It's 1-1. Fantastic comeback then from MTW, especially under so much pressure. And Ukrainians, they must be sitting there thinking, what did we do wrong? Because there wasn't an awful lot they did do wrong. It was just MTW stepped up a gear and showed us their champion class. It's 1-1 in maps, and you don't want to go anywhere because map 3 is going to be a humdinger. They'll be moving on to train when we come back.